but his fifth Group 1, and this one will hit home a little more than them all. It's Muscle Mountain out by 2.5 lengths.
Has run them ragged, and RC Phoenix goes all the way. RC Phoenix wins it brilliantly. Second home, Mufasa Metro. Two outstanding trotting mares in a duel. Queen Elida has put a nose in front, and Queen Elida will win it. Queen Elida first is beaten up.
Oscar Bonavina 3 lengths away, revving up, then Resolve. Majestic Man, Oscar Bonavina leading rip up the lane. Oscar Bonavina dives through for another Group 1 win. Oscar Bonavina won the free for all and beat home Majestic Man.
Just believe, call me the breeze. This is the race we wanted. Just believe, call me the breeze. Call me the breeze.
Just Believe digging in on the outside, and Queen Elida, a dour struggle. Just Believe, though, a true great of the trotting world in Australasia.
Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Talking Trotters, back for another week, and tonight's show is actually proudly brought to you by Barrastock, because I've got two guests who both feed and supply Barrastock, always feeding the best horses going around, including Just Believe, powered and fueled by Barrastock. So please get involved in the show. If you're on Facebook, I will get the comments up there once we get going. If you're on YouTube as well, please get involved in the show, and I will be looking at the comments. I didn't look at the comments last time, so yeah, plenty to go on this week. We're talking Trotters. We've got lots going on. Of course, Harasser Trotters, always great supporters of mine. Don't forget the NZB weanling sale. There'll be a lot of information coming out about this. It's on May the 23rd, coming up very, very shortly. It's a Thursday, leads into Auckland Cup and Royal Dominion Handicap. I noticed that Just Believe's heading back to New Zealand very shortly as well, but yeah, May the 23rd from 12 o'clock. It's on a Thursday. Some of the trotters that have actually qualified or graduated, if you like, from that there. I better get me proper notes up. Got the wrong person up there, but Maestro, Maestio. I'd like to know how to actually say that horse's name properly. I must say, I always seem to get it wrong. The horse has had 14 starts, 12 wins, just shy of $100,000 in stakes. Really doing the job. Only started as a 3-year-old, racing, doing predominantly all of his racing in Western Australia. He's done all of his racing, not predominantly. He has done all of his racing in Western Australia. I've just got to try and fix up that other horse's name just there. Why won't that come up? It should come up for me now. It says I can change it. It doesn't. Oh, I know why. Okay, I'll have to fix that up a bit later on. Bit tricky that, but that is Jockers Hill. I apologise for the spelling mistake. I can't actually find my page to go into it. I'm not sure what's going on here, but anyway, we're getting closer. We'll worry about that in a sec. If you're on YouTube, I definitely will get in touch with you. There we are. That's the button I was after. Something's not right here. Now we're right. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this, but that's all right. We are good to go by the looks. And I better make sure that the volume on that is turned completely down. Rightio. Of course, Maestro, he was a $14,000 service fee. I'm going to have to go in and fix that up. Unbelievable. What a couple of mistakes there. Jockers Hill, $7,251, just over $30,000. A son of What the Hill. And Majestuoso, $6,000. And we know what a champion of a horse that horse there was going forward. So that NZB weanling sale is on May the 23rd. I'll have Cambrai on Loose Lines on Wednesday night. I will touch on a few of the other graduates as well tomorrow in the New Zealand show when that comes up as well. So, please get involved with that. I'm not sure what is going on with my YouTube account because it doesn't seem to want to play the game. Anyway, worry about that another day. If you are firing text messages in on there, please feel free to get involved. Right, I need to stop, breathe, and reload because we're on here to talk trotters. If you are on, thank you very much and welcome to the show. I'll get get everything up and organised so that I can see who's actually on there, and I always appreciate feedback and comments, highlights if you like. for the months just gone, what you've seen with the Trotters, and what you do like as well. Might just turn the volume up on this just for a sec. Brett Coffey's on there. Brett, I'll be about half an hour and I'll be in touch with you. Not sure. This is saying I've got no volume. Hopefully I've got volume. And it is that one that's not working. I've got someone ringing me off a no caller ID, which tends to happen a little bit. I just got to check something because I think I'm okay. No one's actually saying that I've got no commentation, but yeah. Comments, highlight something because I whack that one back in there, and we'll get out of that because yeah, I know what's actually going on there, so that is fine. So talking Trotters, again, some big news coming out of both two farms this week. Both Dr. Kath McIntosh and Brett Coffey, as I said, will be joining us. We'll talk about Volstead and also tactical approach, two new sires coming to the over here. And I'm going to ask both of them a relevant question. Can we sustain the amount of trotters or trotting stallions, if you like, in our industry? So I'd like to know people's feedbacks on those as well with the influx of stallions coming in. I know Alabar Farms, Harasta Trotters aren't importing anymore. They're quite happy with their draft. Of course, they've got a lot of frozen horses as well in that. But yeah, they won't be importing anymore. But some big news, some big stallions, some big signings. So it's pretty exciting, I think, and hopefully everyone agrees that we can sustain those going forward. So if you've got any questions for Dr. Kath McIntosh, feel free to give us a call because I'm going to ring Kath right now and hopefully she answers. And that's
Hello.
Are you there, Kath?
Sorry?
Yep. Good as gold. No, I turned my audio down so I couldn't hear you. But hello, welcome back. Welcome to Talking Trotters. Sorry about that, but I have got everything sorted out now. So you're here. Firstly, welcome. And have you made it home yet?
No, just on the road still, but not far off it.
Very, very close. So the life of a vet is never finished, that's for sure. Wanted to touch on a few things going on. Of course, we're talking about Trotters. Huge announcement from yourself last week. Big announcements from two farms, actually, but huge announcements from yourself with Volstead returning to Australian shores in person. He was here as frozen seaman last year, but he will be here in person, in horse, if you like, for the next breeding season.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited to announce him. It's something I've been working on for a while. You know, I went and saw him in the US when I was over there in February, and you know, the Alabar Farms were good enough to let me collect him on a day off from collection, which was very nice of them. You know, it's just good to handle the stallion and see his semen and just know exactly what we're getting. Super excited, and look, he's just freakish. He's just absolutely freakish at the moment, and the results he's having, we couldn't be happier.
No, it is freakish. I did have a look at those stats just prior to coming on. So the 3-year-olds, he's had 8 individual winners and 14 wins all up from 20 starters, 63 race starts. So that's this year alone. The 2-year-olds, he has had 3 individual winners from 9 starters, 17 starts for those 9 horses, and 3 wins all up. Each of those horses have won one race each, which is quite interesting in itself. And then in New Zealand, I think he's actually, his stats are the same, Kath. It's quite funny right at the minute. Yeah, 5 individual starters and 3 of those have won already in New Zealand, which is exactly the same as he finished off the 2024 season last year. But he's just doing everything right at the minute, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you can add to that in the US, he's got Jurassic Hattie, who's the fastest 3-year-old trotter over there. You know, her first start back after a bit of a spell, she had a terrific run. And yeah, so he's leaving him in both hemispheres and both countries. So, you know, with him on board, together with, you know, obviously his proven sire, which is, you know, it's exciting to be able to sell a proven sire. And, you know, we've got King in the North with those wonderful bloodlines, you know, with Walder in Chapter 7 as well. And he'll be back on farm again this year. Then you got another Cantab Hall in Pastor Stephen, who, you know, is also, they're getting quite excited about him in the US. from quite a small crop, so that's encouraging. And obviously he's got a very small number to start here in Australia this year. So, we know the cross with Cantab Ball is working. So, we're looking forward to a big few years ahead.
Yeah, it is working, and it's exciting. How much work goes on, Kath? I don't want you to go in through all the nitty gritty if you like, but how much work does go on to try and secure these stallions? Because he did stand his first, I'm going to say 2 seasons, maybe 1, at Harassed Trotters. Probably a question I should have known the answer to that one. But and hasn't returned to our shores. But how much work does go in behind the scenes to secure a horse like this?
Look, for me, it's about developing relationships with a whole range of people. One of the biggest things I've learnt, and it's probably been the hardest lesson, is that as Australia, we don't have a great reputation in the US with a lot of breeders and stallion owners, and that is you sort of have to overcome that. And being newer into the game, it's sort of you got to work on those relationships and prove yourself to people that you can do the job, and that takes a lot. It is a lot of work over a long period of time, and you just keep focusing on trying to do the right thing by people, and hopefully it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah. 4 stallions now on your roster. Are you excited about that?
4 Trotters.
4 Trotters, sorry, not 4 stallions.
Yeah.
No, you well and truly got more than 4 stallions.
Yeah, so the Volstead King of the North, Pastor Stephen all standing in the flesh, and then Help is on the way will be frozen this year. So we had a few dramas last year getting access to the semen, but I've already got that resolved, and we're ready to go for next season, both in New Zealand and Australia. So apologies to those who wanted to support him last year, but unfortunately there's some things beyond our control, but we're all ready to go this year. So certainly great lineup, and with 3 out of those 4 being standing chilled, it's a great option for the mares.
Do you enjoy the trotter, Kath?
I love it.
Yep.
That's how I I don't come from a harness racing background, and when I first come to the Golden Valley and started seeing standardbreds, the majority that I saw were trotters, and the likes of Russell Thompson and Rob Shelley with their trotters. They taught me how to gear them up. They taught me how to drive them, and I love driving a trotter. I just think, there's just something about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with driving a pacer, but I just really love the trotters, and I've always had this thing about having a good trotting stallions. It's just been a passion of mine for a long time, and a goal, and finally we're starting to achieve that.
One of those, I suppose, the way to get a trotter on the ground is to have a band of brood mares, and you're slowly building that.
Yeah, we're getting a few there. I mean, even one of the some time ago, even I remember Pat gave me a couple of mares that he didn't want to breed with. This would be back 2016, perhaps 17, and I had some issues, and said you can sort their issues out and breed them if you like, and that's how I started. So though I do pass the Stephen colt that I sold through the Melbourne sale recently. That was I do was the mare I learnt to drive on, and so you start off small and gradually add to it as you go, and we're getting there. I've probably got a stronger band of pacing mares than I do trotters at the moment, but we'll keep building on that.
But your clientele, Jared Maloney and a lot of those people, I think they've always enjoyed your farm, your hospitality, I suppose. And now with you getting these band of trotters, they'd be loving it.
Yeah, look, Jared's been a supporter for a long time, and he's got some lovely mares there, and he's bred some really nice trotters over the journey as well. So, I'm excited for him. I'm excited for all the trotting breeders that have supported us so far, and certainly we're inundated with support with King of the North last year, and I'm assuming we will be this year because he's such a beautiful horse. But we really appreciate the support of a lot of the breeders, and I think what we've got for them is very exciting this year. I just can't believe what Volstead's doing.
Yeah, we'll touch on that a a lot of Aussies won't know of a little mare. I don't know if Peter's watching. He'll watch at some stage. I know that. Peter Argus owns Empire City, last year's 2-year-old of the year in New Zealand. 6 starts, 4 wins. I was fortunate enough to be at Ashburton. I think she even moved Ricky May, and that's saying something, because the win that day at Ashburton was just unbelievable. She had no right to win. She showed electrifying speed down the outside. She's had 6. Well, she's now had 8 starts, 5 wins, and 120,000 stakes. But she was only defeated twice in the 2-year-old year. She's a sensational filly. Hopefully she might come over here later in the season for the Oaks. I don't know that. I'm hoping to get over there for the weanling sales, and hopefully might be able to catch up with Pete there and just find out what their plans are for her. But she's a ripper.
Yeah, so she's an excitement machine. That first run back she had after a spell this year was just, she rounded up the field, and predominantly a field made of boys too. And I think it speaks to the high speed they've got in this trotting gate, these Volstead offspring, and also their manners. It's one thing to get a handful of 2-year-olds, but then to still repeat it at the 3-year-old level, you're really doing a job. And I'm not sure what stallion has done a job like Volstead's doing, for a long time. So, but she's a perfect example of the progeny he's putting out.
Yeah, and we'll go to the Nutrien race series on Saturday night, and 3 of the 4 trots he sired the winners of, all super impressive. Mari's Mac, bred by Gary Toolman, but Murray Dunor, a mare that Pat Driscoll did have once before. But it's a great story. John McHugh.
Terrific story.
Yeah, he's been a barrier attendant for that long. Derek the Jet was the other horse, another good story there out of Cyclone Jetta. Seems to have a few little issues. Nathan alluded a little bit to that the other day. Hello, Danny Wills. I had to do that one, Kath. Don't worry, it's a long story. And then also the first starter of Prohibitive Grace was just sensational to see, and the scenes afterwards at the scene. I mean, you're a great supporter of Nutrien, and to see this stallion that you're going to have access to next year, or this year, however you want to say it, you must have been absolutely blown away.
Unbelievable. 3 out of the 4 is just huge. And look, from a Llowalong Farms perspective, what a night for us, or really a last few weeks with Poster Boy also getting a win. I know we're talking Trotters, but
right.
Just from a Llowalong Farms perspective, we just couldn't be happy at the moment. It's what Poster Boy's doing at high speed, and looking forward to what the rest of the season brings from his perspective. And then for him to win that, those 3 heats of the Colts and Geldings, and then the final with the highlight reel, and then also what Volstead has done, the Trotters, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it was. Janet Argus is actually watching, so they're sitting there watching. They're very loyal. I appreciate them watching, and they like a lot of the stuff I do, so I always appreciate that. And it'd be interesting to find out a little bit more. They've also got a full sister, Atlantic City, I think it's called, full sister or brother that hasn't started yet, but won't be far off, I would imagine, going from there. And then there was actually, I better be careful before I say it was a first starter today, winning as well by Volstead, out of One Yankee Hall for the Hayneses at Maryborough. So Remus Phoenix. So thankfully they named that horse properly. It's a much easier name to get out than some of the other names they produce. But so another winner, all in the space of about 4 or 5 days. It's just been amazing.
That story of John McHugh and that fillies that that won, that's a great story. And he brought one at, you were talking about Jeremy Loney, he brought the Aspiring Love, Aspiring Eva. Billy at that name gets me in a lot of trouble. I have a girl that I train in netball. I know this is a bit of a segue, but I have a girl that train in netball. His name is Ava, and I always call her Eva because of this aspiring Eva on farm, and I'm so much better with horses' names than I are with people's names. And the poor girl, I just apologise and I'm sorry, but I'll laugh at the rest of the season. Anyways, come back to the point. Jonathan brought that filly off Jared. It was probably one of the best fillies that Jared's ever bred, and Bold Eagle filly, and so he's reinvested in Nutrient, and then to come out and win that race in the final as well. It's just it's a great story, and we really wish him well down the track.
Yeah. If you've got any questions at all for Kath, don't be scared to fire them in as well. The comment section is there. It's just not open up. It is a cool story. I don't think Mark Barton or Louise will mind me saying this. I know we went out to the paddock to actually inspect that filly, and there was no photos of her because she flatly refused to get out of your face. She just wanted to be our mate. She just wanted to be everywhere. So it's actually pretty cool when you walk out in a paddock. From memory, I'm going to say there was 15 fillies in the paddock, and this one filly, and I was just like, geez, I wonder what she's going to be like. And it's great to see her winning that race and giving them such a great thrill on that occasion.
Yeah, and certainly, races like the Nutrient Race Series is what it's all about. It brings together the breeders, the owners, the trainers, and it's just great to see, and there's so many good stories behind each of those horses. Yeah,
there is indeed. Blanche Pool's got on here. I'm just going to try and tidy this up at the same time as I'm talking. I've got to get rid of it a little bit and bring it back down so as we can use it. But Blanche, Prohibitive Grace by Volstead out of Majestic Grace was having the first start in that race. So, they were up and about. They actually bred... Oh, so the
first and third in that race.
Skyflower, it's also by Volstead as well. So they did have a very... I didn't know...
No, is it Skyflower's by...
Volstead, out of Gypsy Flare.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
No, I thought it was by a different stallion, but anyway.
Hang on, I'll tell you, I could be wrong.
You'll be better than me.
No, I've got a computer. I'm cheating. I've got a computer. I've got a computer in front of me. No, it's by Volstead. It is. Good story. It's by Volstead.
Good story though.
Yep. So Volstead had first and third there. So yeah.
Like that, Majestic Grace was trained in Kyabram. Because it was Barch's father-in-law's horse.
Yep.
And out of Front Square, if I remember correctly, he was. I remember seeing her way back in the day when she was being trained as an athlete. So it's great for Barch and Dean to to have that come out of their drafts, and they always present a nice draft at the sales. So it's it's another great story.
Yeah, no, it is indeed, and as Blanche has put in there, and it is one of those things because you can still purchase quite a few of these trotters through the Nutrient sale. That horse didn't sell through the sale, and Dean and Blanche wanted 30,000 for it, and Matthew Whittle bought it. But the ironic part about it, Kath, I think Blanche might correct me, it took over 3 months before Matty convinced himself to actually purchase it. So it's just a great story all round. I mean, Matty he's had one winner this year, and I think he went 2 years without getting a winner. It's clearly been his biggest win. And I know when it got into the field, I know Jess Tubbs has said basically, well, we can't win now because no one will beat Matty's horse. So it's just one of those really, really good stories that they're able to get into the field and then take it out. I think it's great as what harness racing's about.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
It's about families and owners and people and trainers, and it's all about the people.
And having fun.
We don't exist without the people. Yeah.
And having fun and being able to remember some of those stories and talking about those stories as well. There's a very smart Queensland trotter by Volstead, who was an expensive Queensland purchase, AJ Volstead.
I won at Menangle the other day, very impressively.
Look at you go. You're across all of them, Kath. Do you get your head out of the results? What day did he win at Menangle? The week before, did he?
No, what's today? I don't know what day it is, Paul. It's Monday. It was only it was last week or late last week, I think.
Yep, AJ Volstead, did too. Won the New Zealand Foundation for 3-year-old horses. Sweet Penatu. So, okay, that was a Lindsay and Mary Vag bred that horse as well. So, 2 year old, 3 year olds. So, yeah, that was a year before. Yep. So that's, but it's, I'm just going to look it up now while I'm doing it. It's had 3 starts for 2 wins as well. So, yep, they're very, very consistent. That's one thing about them, Kath.
Yeah. Just, leaving them everywhere and out of a whole range of breeding barns as well. So it's great to see.
Yep, 3 months later, we'd already paid her up for the race series. Well done you, Dean and Blanche. And we were going to race her ourselves, but was very happy to sell her to Matt and his dad. And they're over the moon. So well done to you guys. I think that's one of the things Matty said that I think Dean said to him, well, we are sellers, so we're going to be known as sellers, so we'll sell it. So yeah, I know. I saw a picture on socials. Blanche was sitting back having a nice glass of wine afterwards outside. So I think she enjoyed it, that's for sure, Kath, which we want as well.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You've got to make the most of the good times because, as the breeders know, the breeders are there's plenty of bad times and bad things happen, and they carry the highest risk for the amount of reward they get. So, certainly got to enjoy every glass of wine when you get it.
Yep, absolutely. Cambray's on there watching. As I said, the NZB weanling sale is on May 23rd. That's going to come around very, very quickly. Kath, are you going this year?
No, I'm not. I've got enough on my plate at the moment, Paul, so and I won't be heading over. But I usually get over for one trip a year. So I went to the yearling sales, and then so I won't go to weanling sales. Maybe I'll reverse it next year.
You'll be missed, and the oysters will be eaten by the right person, so he'll be happy. He's still holding the grudge over that, so there's no problems there. There is, I don't know how many trotters, 5, 9, 20. There's 20 trotters in the weanling sales, represented with Zen of Stride, Speeding Spur, Majestic Sun, and What the Hill. All got trotters in there as well. So it's a really cool sale, and it is a great opportunity to purchase quality horses quite cheaply. I've got 3 horses there on the thing that are all trotters. The dearest one there was $14,000, and it's already returned $100,000 in stakes. So it's a very unique sale, isn't it, Kath?
Oh yeah, look, it's great to see some of those first season sires. The type of women's that they throw.
Yep.
There's certainly some real bargains to be had there. There's been a lot of good horses come out of those weanling sales. So, it's just a good all round sale.
Yep, no, it is indeed. Kath, when do the boys come? King of the North and Volstead. Almost forgot his name.
Usually, look, I did speak to IRT today, but I don't know the exact dates, but usually they arrive on farm mid-August. We'll be having our stallion parade on the 8th of September, Sunday the 8th of September this year. So that's, people, encourage as many people as possible to come and to have a look at the horses in the flesh because, it's a massive effort for them to get over here from the US and plus our local stallions. And, we really look forward to seeing as many people as possible.
You'll be happy to know I just wrote that down so I didn't forget it. So, because I will get into trouble for forgetting that. So, I will.
Look, it's a fully catered event. We've got lots of prizes and giveaways, and it's a great day just to catch up. We'll also do a tribute to American Ideal on the day as well, because he's been so integral to our Llowalong Farms. We've got lots planned for this year.
Very good, Kath. I better let you go. Brett Coffey, he was watching earlier. I got him coming on. Just one question. Do you believe, it's one question I should have asked you earlier, but the trotters, the influx of all these stallions, do you think it's sustainable? Because it is a question that gets asked of me a lot. I think it is. It could be a couple of years of slow burn probably for some of them, but do you think overall the trotters are progressing the right way?
I think so. Look, ultimately it's sustainable if our administration will allow us to make it sustainable.
Yep.
There's a whole lot of things about the industry where we're repeatedly hamstrung by our administration. It's probably my number one frustration. And so it had been some really great things done over the last decade with the trotters, and I think there's lots more to come. And there's lots of things, positive things, particularly in Victoria, that we can do. It is is redeemable. We can move forward, but so I think it's sustainable. We just need the right decisions being made by the right people.
Yep, very good. That's good to hear. Congratulations to all the work you do, Kath. Brad Steele, she's Kath with a K, but that's okay. Both in and out of the breeding barn, it's greatly appreciated. So, I think he was going to call you a Catherine as well. So I'll give him the heads up. Don't do that. That's the right way, isn't it, Doc?
I only get that when I'm in trouble. No, look, I want to be here for the long term. I'm not something that's popping up and going away. I've got lots of plans for the future, and I'm excited about, I'm passionate about harness racing, and there's a lot that can be achieved. And I really want to see it grow.
Yep. No, I think it's infectious, and we need to rub it off, and that's I'm trying to do on these shows. And Talking Trotters has taken a bit of a different look this year. I'll still be the supporters who have supported me for so long will be there, but we want to get the word out there, get the message out there on so many trotters, and get people to enjoy it. I think it's one of the great ways we can grow this sport, because it's still so little part of the entire harness racing link, if you like, and the more we can grow it, the better it'll be. So I think that's integral.
I mean, look at the very recent representation of Australia and New Zealand, and I'm by no means being negative to the Kiwis at all, because they have terrific horses over there, but to have the Aussie horses go over there for that slot race and run 1 to 4, just sort of shows where the level of our trotters are in Australia.
Yep.
And I think we should be proud of that. I'm a big one for Australia and New Zealand working together in all aspects of racing anyway. But certainly the patriotic Aussie in me was very proud of those 4 groups of people that took the leap and went over there with their horses, because it's not an easy task.
No, I will say one thing though, Kath, and some people think I am a Kiwi now because I spent so much time. A couple of those Kiwis can match it with ours. Barrier draws didn't help them on the night, but that doesn't matter. That's actually the one thing about what you got to say. Hats off to David Branch, Cambridge, Harness Racing New Zealand, and everyone else that got behind it, the slot holders and everything, because that is a race that we needed to showcase what we've got. And it came out beautifully for the Australians this year. I think that only adds to it. You can imagine next year, like this Australia-New Zealand thing, it's going to be bigger and better. Like the barrier draws are going to come out and it'll be all the talk again. So I think it's awesome. But to showcase these horses,
it's a healthy rivalry, just like we have in cricket, rugby, netball. It's essential, and I think it's essential that the two industries continue to collaborate and grow together, because we need each other.
Yep, it should be Southern Hemisphere harness racing, but that's another story for another day, and we'll get into all sorts of trouble. Just don't mention underarm when you're talking to the Kiwis. Gayleen McKinnon, Mrs. Cupboard, and because she said the best race of the night, and I think it was. But yeah, if you mention underarm to the Kiwis, they still get a bit touchy, Kath. So it's all good.
That's gone way over my head, Paul, but that's okay. Thank you very much for this evening.
You don't know that? Wow. I've got a life lesson to teach you. I can't believe you don't know that one, but that's okay. Very good. No, thank you. And hopefully we'll get you on the show more often. We'll do some more things with the promotion of these horses and get the message out there about these world-class stallions that are here, not just at yours. Alabar coming on next. Woodlands, great supporters of mine. Harasta Trotters. We're going to get the message out there through all these farms so people know what they're doing and get the latest and up-to-date updates with these horses. So thank you very much, Kath.
No worries. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone.
We have Dr. Kath McIntosh joining me there as well. It was the best race of the night. It's one of those interesting ones. Be interested in everyone else's thoughts out there about the Trotters. Something's just happened. Something has just majorly happened. Come on, come on. Oh, no. Come on. Rightio, I do think we're back. Hopefully now everyone has come back in. I apologise for that. Something very odd just happened. We just completely dropped out. So hopefully I still have enough people. I'm going to give everyone a chance. They'll be refreshing and going from there. Yep, and by my feed, it's back up and going. So I'm not sure what happened, but it just completely dropped out this end. So I do apologise for that, but I love technology. The signal's strong, everything's working again good, but that is what happens. I don't think the price has been set yet, Blanche, unfortunately for that. So Kath is not here. I think they're still working through a couple of those things there, and that will be sorted out very, very shortly. But of course, going from there, good to see Just Believe's heading back to, or staying over there, the Lyell Creek Stakes this weekend. Bendigo, Friday night, the Alabar Bendigo Trotters Cup is on, so make sure you're aware of that. Some good winners out of New Zealand. We will touch on those again. Some great results with the Nutrient Classics. We've got touch on 3 of those. When I get Brett Coffey on the phone, we'll touch on the 4th one there. And then, of course, the NZB Weanling sales, which I will actually get that one back up and going because Brett has got a fair bit to do with that one. That is for sure. This conversation could end up going for a long time because myself and Brett get along very well. And we'll go from there. So,
hello, Paul.
Hello, Brett. Sorry to drop out. I was thinking this is not good. I'm going to have no show with Brett when he comes on.
I thought, fuck, what's happening?
You're not meant to swear. It's a G-rated show, but that's okay.
Oh,
You are live. You don't let that worry you though, mate. But we are all good.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It's all fine. It's not a hassle.
Sorry, listeners.
It is all good. But yeah, I do not real sure what happened, but I hung up the phone on Kath and everything just went click. But anyway, it's all good. I kept pedaling and eventually we got it going. So yeah, we are
right, good work.
We are good to go and we are back up and going. Firstly, thank you very much for joining me, Brett. I've got a few things to cover off on tonight's show, that's for sure. I'm going to ask you the question that I asked Kath straight up. Can we sustain the amount of trotters in this industry? You don't actually have to answer it straight away, but it's one of those questions that quite often gets said to me, and a lot of people say it about the industry and whether we can continue to have them or not. What are your thoughts, Brett?
I think we can. It's obviously, breeding numbers overall aren't heading in the right direction. That's just a fact, unfortunately. Trotters seem to have been stable for quite a while, which is good. So that's good for the industry. Looking at it purely from a commercial point of view for a stud farm like Alabar, it just depends. You model your numbers differently. Like for tactical approach, we know we're not going to serve as many as what we would if we got a pacer of similar credentials. But you just work your numbers off that, and that depends on your price and that sort of thing, and all that, those calculations. So I think it is, but it's certainly obviously a smaller market than the Pacers. So but there's still, I think the more, like obviously we've announced tactical approach, Cass announced Volstead, Pat's got a suite of fresh stones as well. I think the more fresh stones you can have, that is a good thing for the industry, good thing for breeders, and then that complements the range of frozen semen stones that that are available with the trotters. They're just it's phenomenal the amount of stones we have on offer for trotting breeders now.
It's actually scary, the brood mares, and we will get onto tactical approach in a sec, and I promise that because that's what we're here to promote. But the depth in some of the brood mares, and we saw it at Nutrient last week. It's an amazing, I suppose, array of riches, if you like, isn't it? It's just ridiculous.
It is.
You look at those, you flip that to a pacing families, and people would be paying hundreds of thousands for those horses time after time, just because there's proven pedigrees that continually leave winners. That must be a little bit of a frustration thing from a farm's point of view.
It's an opportunity. Like I can't remember if I've talked to you about this or not, but like what Pat's done for the trotting industry, and Duncan, but Pat, more so in this part, in the broodmare part, I guess. The amount of money he's spent bringing in these bloodlines and the bloodlines he has brought in, it's just phenomenal, and it's like it advanced the trotting breed, significantly. But consequently, on the flip side of that is when you go to a yearling sale, you as a vendor, you need to compete against those broodmares as well.
Yep.
And so you have to lift your game to a higher level to compete commercially. Now, not everyone breeds commercially. Obviously, it's a small percentage of the overall market, so it's not a factor for everyone. But just looking at it from an Alabar point of view, we know we can't take suboptimal mares progeny to the sale because it's just going to get. You're just not going to get rewarded. So there's no point doing that for us anyway. It just forces you to raise your bar quite significantly, and just which is a good thing. And credit to Pat, and he will often sell a lot of mares or a good number of mares in the winter woolly sale in the last couple of years or various other ways. So that allows people to get access to those mares and potentially breed good horses out of them down the track as well. So that's always a positive. But yeah, the quality has just gone through the roof. It's just phenomenal.
And I think it shows, and it's one of those things that is starting to show you can still get a diamond in the rough if you like. You can find that one that doesn't have the breeding. But more and more you start looking at the trotters now, and the well-bred ones are really coming to the fore, especially in the better races.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just how breeding works. And it's just going to keep happening more and more. But then, like I said, like you will get. I know there's been a number of good mares sold in that winter woolly sale and various other ones, but using that as an example, that have gone on and left good horses. So, and I'd like to say that we all get heaps of money for mares you put in the winter woolly sale, but you don't. They're they're relatively well priced mares, so it allows breeders to have access to potentially really good mares at a reasonable price. Yeah, no, it does indeed. Rightio, tactical approach. Exciting news. He trotted 150 himself. How many races did he win? I actually have that there, but you wouldn't believe it. I can 10 races. Do you win 10 races all up? I mean, all sorts, Brett. I actually can't read the tile that I put up. That's how good, how good I'm going. He won 12 races all up. He won 10 races as a 3-year-old.
Yep. And he was also 3-year-old trotter of the year. When you see the tile, you're going to see what was he doing there? But probably should have looked after myself. I don't wear glasses, but I nearly do for that tile there. He was retired and recently voted US Trotter of the Year. He's, as you guys, well, that was about a month prior to the announcement, I think, before him coming out.
Roughly, yep.
Yeah, so timing is everything. So he's the first Trotter of the Year to come out to Australia and New Zealand, come down south basically.
It's a shuttle,
which is a major coup. What the hell? And there is one other one with 3-year-old Trotters of the Year, but this horse is a 3-year-old who is the Trotter of the Year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's a phenomenal horse, and honestly is one that we didn't think he's a type of horse that we didn't think we'd ever get. To be honest, like it's just because the Trotters are. Just don't shuttle as much, for various reasons. But for him to win Trotter of the Year as a 3-year-old, like that doesn't happen that often. And then to have him shuttle the next year, the following year, like it's something exceptional opportunity for breeders and something that we're really, really excited about. He's an exceptional horse. What's his greatest strength? I would say his speed, like his closing speed is something else. Like if you watch his replays of a couple of his wins, say the Hambletonian, the Kentucky Futurity, he wins from an impossible position, the Breeders' Crown, he comes off cover. Like he's got incredible closing speed. His length of stride, which may not excite people, but it's incredible. On this photo here, I'm not sure who the driver was. I do know his name. I just can't. Was it Varenne? that usually drives him?
No, Scotty Zeron. Yep.
Scotty Zeron, sorry, not Vereen, Zeron. The foot is underneath his seat. The hind foot, like that picture, it's just ridiculous when you see how far his stride is, and it's just magic. It's a great photo. It's also it's amazing depicting his action.
Yes, no, he's just got such a long stride. It's even Nancy Tactor said that, and she's obviously trained a lot of good trotters and a lot of good horses, but his length of stride is something else. So that's a unique attribute of his. But like he won the Hambo from barrier 10, which I think since he's been at the Meadowlands, he was the first horse to do that. He won the Breeders' Crown from the second row, which obviously they don't race second rows that often in America, and it's for their type of racing, it's not a good draw. So he's overcome quite a bit. As I said, his Kentucky Futurity win, if you look at him and halfway down the straight, he's still blocked in and a fair way off the leader. He just had that will to win, I guess, and closing speed to win a lot of these big races, which is a great attribute, and hopefully one he can pass on to his progeny.
Why did he start off the second row, Brett?
Just barrier draw. Like they just had, for whatever reason, they raced 11 in that race. I'm not exactly sure why they raced 11 instead of 10. I think that's right. Anyway, it was just the way the barrier draw went. They do play around with things like that in America, having second rows or racing over a longer distance, but not many races they do it in, but they did in that race.
Yeah, they do. They do some funny things from time to time when they do that.
Yeah.
I spoke to Kath McIntosh just there before. How much work goes on behind the scenes to secure these sorts of horses? Because
it depends a lot, to be honest.
It does it? Because I'd imagine that this horse, he probably on your radar, but was he probably on your radar as a little bit of a dream, if that could be, if that's polite enough?
Yeah, pretty big dream, to be honest. We've obviously got a good, really good working relationship with Diamond Creek, who stand this horse in North America. To go behind the scenes a little bit with this horse, I guess, I went up to Harrisburg last year for their yearling sale to catch up with a few people, but predominantly Diamond Creek, but also some of our other stallion owners. And it was in Melbourne. I was at Melbourne at the airport, ready to fly out, and saw the press release that Diamond Creek had just got this horse. And I thought, oh well, that's something that Adam's really going for it here. He's obviously got a lot of stallions now and a lot of good ones, and he's got another one here. Didn't think too much of it. Was going up there mainly to chat about our current stallions and also, to be honest, talk about Confederate.
Yep.
But when I got up there, Adam said, look, nearly the first thing he said actually was that the owners of Tactical Approach are wanting to shuttle the horse. Would that be something you're interested in? I said, yeah, it would be. It wasn't something I thought it would ever happen, but yeah, we would be interested in it. So it was, and went from there. But I find generally with things in life, without getting too philosophical, if you do the right things over a number of years, or repeat doing good things and treating people well and having good relationships, opportunities arise out of that. So it's not actually not always the work you put in on one particular horse. It's the work you put in over a number of years on every horse you have, or every dealing you have with people that then gets you the opportunity to talk about horses like this. And once we did our numbers and they did their, they had an idea what they wanted, and then you make it work. And it wasn't actually that long to negotiate the deal, but it's just because you have such a good working relationship and a trust there between all parties that allows that to happen.
Adam's he's having a red hot crack, isn't he? Trying to secure most of the good stallions at the minute. So it must be it must be good to be in that camp. I've had a conversation with him before, and he said in that conversation he doesn't deal with every stud in Australia. He has his studs. Australia and New Zealand, and so it must be great that you were able to be there and be one in that wheelhouse for a stud that is going forward in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, and they're great people. You know, Adam, Sean, Caroline. They're well, I find them really easy to deal with, and you know where you stand, which is always important. It's not always the case with when deals are getting done, but you do with Diamond Creek, and they're very fair. And they work hard as well, because they're dealing with other owners of the horse. And, I find them really good. And they're, as you said, like they're going ahead leaps and bounds. So it has worked out really, really well.
I'm looking forward to catching up with them. Myself and Mark Hughes are going across to the Vincent Delaney Memorial, and they're going to be there in Wolverhampton, I think it is. So I'm looking forward to that, and catching up with them there, and then potentially, hopefully, head to America at some stage as well, and catch up and see some of these studs firsthand. It'd be amazing. But I will say, stay tuned. We'll catch up with Adam in the near future as well, just in relation to some of these stallions. I want to try and get the message out there about stallions, not just trotters, paces, the whole box and dice, and get the messaging out there for people, so they've got an understanding, I suppose, of what's working in the US, and maybe not even what's working, but just some of the thinkings behind the way they look at it, and go from there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They think about things, differently, I guess, than some traditional studs. So that's always good, and they're all interesting people to talk to.
Yep, and we have got some Europeans. Duncan McPherson's got. Is it Dennis? I can't get his last. Yep,
I know the guy you mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know his. I was going to say Dennis. No, I was going to say Dennis Denudo, but that's the guy at the castle. But it's something like
Dennis Denudo, isn't he the actor, the little actor? I think you're an
that's DeVito. DeVito was the guy, the lawyer of the castle, the vibe. But, I think it's digressing a fair bit here, Paul.
It's Egglebert or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's it.
But Nick Hooper will be coming back on. Kath McIntosh, especially through the winter months when it's cold and wet, we'll be doing a few more lives. So stay tuned. And Campbell's coming to get involved with those.
Yeah,
and it is very, very exciting to have a son of this. Another stallion through that Muscle Hill line, Brett. Is that a worry for Australia, or is it just complements the fact that they seem to work so well here?
I don't think it's a worry. Because I think this guy will really suit Majestic Sun mares, Father Patrick mares, a lot of the European mares. So I don't think we've got it. Yeah, no, I don't think we're anywhere near that saturation point with Muscle Hill, to be honest. Because obviously we never had a lot of Muscle Hill semen come down. We had some, but not huge amounts. And then you've obviously got What the Hill, who served quite a few. But like Majestic Sun's been the best stone down here for last decade, roughly. And I think this guy will really suit both bloodlines, but also physically the Majestic Sun mares. So I think that was also a really added plus for this horse.
He's been an amazing son, Majestic Sun. We will leave Tactical Approach, but well done and congratulations. And if anyone wants to know any more, get in touch with the guys at Alabar. In regard to Tactical Approach, I would imagine. I could say books filling fast. We always say those sorts of things, don't we, Brett? And get in touch. You don't want to miss out, and go from there. And since I didn't say it for Kath, I better say it for Kath as well. But I think it's exciting. It's pretty cool to do a show like what I do and be able to announce two world-class stallions. They've only been announced for 2 weeks. I think it's great for harness racing, and no disrespect to Pat and to Duncan. It's neither of those camps. I think that's one of the great things about harness racing and the way the trotter is going, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It's clearly an area where everyone wants to be involved in, which is good. And realistically, we're just you're trying to keep up with Pat and Duncan. That's they're the leaders in the area. So we're just trying to keep up and trying to everyone's trying to raise that bar, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. This show is brought to you by Barristock. Both Kath, Llowalong Farms and Alabar both feed Barristock, as does Just Believe. So there you are. So if you're feeding a trotter, you want to be on it. So David Aiken is actually tuned in. Akey, hello to you, mate. Congratulations on the win the other day. Dennis Day may or may not be watching, though, Brett Coffey, but what a win by Rainbow Jester. And we were talking about Majestic Sun there before. He's a lovely horse, this horse, isn't he? He's got a fair bit of pizzazz and a bit of get up and go about him.
He does, yeah. He's been pretty amazing so far in his really short career. His win on Saturday night was excellent. His win in the heat was breathtaking to see him make up so much ground and win quite comfortably in the end. So that's what Majestic Sun can do, though. Like, he's done it, as I said, for the best part of a decade now. He can leave horses that just do exceptional things.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm talking about the Michael House. Hello to you, Michael. The NZB weanling sales on May 23rd. I definitely know Majestuoso is a son of Majestic Sun. Is a Maestro? Yep. Is he a son as well or not?
Yep, he is. Yeah, he was bred by Graham over there as well. Alabar bred him as well and sold him. So yeah, both of those two.
Can you help me out? How do you say his name? Because I can't.
I always forget. Paul. Sorry, it's our I struggle with it as well.
Good.
I'm not going to try and butcher it.
I don't think I don't feel so bad, but I think I had him there. I think he was a $14,000 purchase. I had the numbers there, and just shy of $100,000. That in itself, like a Sun, well done for Majestic Sun. But West Australian Harness Racing, to be able to have a 3-year-old trotter that can earn that sort of much money in 1 year, that's outstanding. $14,000 he was a $14,000 purchase at the NZB weanling sales 3 years ago, I'd imagine. So yeah, that's cool for the trotting gate, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is for sure. He's he doesn't lose too much, that horse. Like, I can't remember what his record is now, but he's
14 starts, 12 wins.
12 wins, yeah. So he's done a phenomenal job. And he didn't start till he's a 3-year-old racing. He's just done a great job for the Howitts. The Howitts obviously been a massive supporter of that sale, buying a lot of good horses out of that sale. And he's the latest one that they've got.
What is it about Majestic Sun that people don't want to put him up in lights, Brett?
If I knew Paul, I would have rectified it by now. I'm not sure. I don't know. It can be a bit hot, is what people say, but I don't know. Like, he's not the first trotter to leave horses that are a bit hot. So Sundon was obviously before him, and they were hotter than his. So I don't know. Like, he's a real cool horse to have on farm. He's obviously getting into the latter part of his life now, but he's still doing well. He's still leaving good horses. But yeah, I don't know. Like, his first crop, he just came out and dominated. Left so many good horses, won so many big races, and there's not many big races that his progeny haven't won now. As you said, like Rainbow Jester, from a 2-year-old right through to like Sunday Sun's as good a trotter as we've seen for a number of years.
So is his sister. Like, I mean, she won a Derby and an Oaks.
Oh, exactly. Like Sunny's sister.
Yep.
Yeah, 3-year-old filly of the year last year, Derby and Oaks. First one to do that for, I can't remember, 10 years as well or something like that it was. It was a long time anyway. So, yeah, he just does it. Like, he's just a real good stallion and leaves him with speed. As I said, with Sunday Sun, you've got the staying power as well. Like, he's just been a phenomenal stallion.
It's actually a funny thing, Michael House being on there as well. But the cross, like you say, people say they're a bit hot. Yet you put them over Sundon mares, and it just seems to work. Like, it's hot. It seems to be hot over hot, yet it works.
Yeah, that's just like, that's like the betters of like Christian Cullen crossing the paces. The Majestic Sun over Sundon, it's just left so many good horses. Like Sunday Sun had some issues in his younger days, but it didn't stop him winning Dominions and whatever else as he got older. So you just need patience with him a little bit.
Yeah, and the sister's the same. I think she didn't get it right until about a week before the Oaks. She decided she was going to go, I might trot all the way for once and, give Johnny a bit of, and I think she done it for 3 runs or 4 runs in a row, took out the Derby, and then she decided, no, I'm going to jump off here from time to time, just because she can. She's just that sort of horse.
Yeah. No, exactly. And like, yeah. So,
It's a pity.
yeah, it's just been a really good cross.
It's a pity the New Zealanders, the Duns don't travel as much, because a lot of Australians probably, if you haven't seen that filly, probably don't. And Sunday Sun again, another horse I was fortunate enough to see, and I know you did as well, Brett. Like, I mean, we don't get an understanding of how good these horses really are because we're watching them from afar, and they are serious horses, that's for sure.
They are, yeah, definitely. Definitely, and obviously, Sunday Sun, it was during COVID, didn't get to travel, but obviously the Duns also train on a beach, so that obviously, they can't replicate that easily in Australia. So that's also, I guess, one of the reasons why they don't travel potentially. Anyway, yeah.
It's actually funny, Majestic Sun. This is what happens to him. We didn't even say Oscar Bonavina. Yeah,
exactly. Like, he's a funny horse. Like, to be honest, like I thought he was, going to be finished there for a little bit, and then last 12 months he's just grown, got a new lease on life, and just, won everything over there. And Trotter of the Year last year in New Zealand. So, yeah.
It's interesting.
Purdon's done a great job with him.
Mark doesn't give away much, but Mark gave me a little bit of insight as to what turned it around. And he said basically it was Nathan, but he has bad feet, the horse. So effectively, he's worked before the sun comes up. They water the track, and he goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we say about Sunday Sun and Sunny's sister on the beach. So it might be one of those things that if you've got a Majestic Sun and it's lost form, maybe just look at that. I don't know, but it is quite interesting. But and that's one of the reasons we won't see Oscar come to Australia. If he does come, he'll be coming to a camp where Mark can sort of control when and how he can work him. So so that's random useless stuff. Rightio, sticking on the Trotters for the second Elite Stride. Brett, you must have been wrapped with how he was received just at the nutrient sales the other day. One, how they presented, the type that he put up, and then how they were received at the sale.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, obviously relatively cheaper stallion, $3,000 service fee. But no, they looked excellent, really good, strong-bodied horses, and to have two sell for over 40 grand, off that service fee, phenomenal, really. Like, so it just shows how well they looked. Good judges liked them, so they're going to go good homes. You couldn't have been any happier, really, with as a person that just stands stones. You couldn't be any happier with how well they were received. As a person trying to promote this sport over here, I was wrapped when I heard that Nancy Tactor has taken half share in a horse with Brittany Graham, and ended up being in an Elite Stride. The Glenferrie. It was also the one you liked the best, Bob. To be honest. Yep, I do. I do remember. It's a G-rated show, so we don't say what I said when it walked out. But I'm glad you said that. Might have been something probably similar to what you said earlier. But he was just a cracking type. But I think I would imagine Nancy. I'm going to hopefully touch base with Nancy at some point in time. But I just would imagine from you guys' point of view, that's just got to be a little bit of an extra kick along. Not the fact of the money you got, but the people that are prepared to invest in a stallion you guys are standing in. Absolutely, yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. It was, it was a great thrill, for sure. Like, you don't get that very often, so it was really cool, really cool. Really cool, and it's a good story. And I think the industry, we need to promote the fact that we've got one of America's America's leading female trainer. Can I get away with that one, Brett? We'll just say Linda Toscano was a real good trainer as well, but I don't know. But she's not just female; she's one of the leading trainers up there. So we'll just stop. So she does a phenomenal job. We'll leave it at that. Otherwise, I'll have people saying to me, "No, this one and no that one." Peter Argus is watching again. Yeah, the other one she bought was a Majestic Sun as well. So they bought two. One was oh god, what was Alpha Male? Ford Alpha Male. Oh yep. And the other one was the Elite Stride off us. So no, it was really cool, really great to see, and good great for Brittany to get her involved. Like, I know they're good friends, but it's tremendous, really, for our industry, as you said.
Michael House has come in, Linda and Cassie, and I said yes. It was a cautious comment, Michael. You've got to sometimes, you've got to put a headline out there just to get the bait. I will say, Casey's no longer a trainer. I don't think, is she? She doesn't train them in her own name.
Yeah, no, she still trains. She still trains, but but takes it back. She's got a work-life balance in a better spot than what it probably was at one point, and but she still trains. She still does all the work with the young ones down in Florida during the winter.
She's got a massive workout balance. I know that much. She's going to be at the Vincent Delaney. They've already told me. I'm looking forward to catching up with her. That's for sure. So, rightio. I've got the NZB weanling sales going. The ticker going across the bottom there too, Brett. But Alabar are very, very well represented in the weanling sale. It's pretty important. Put your Alabar hat. Don't worry about the Trotters hat. It's a very, very important sale for the Alabar brand. This weanling sale at Karaka on May 23rd, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, it is. It's very important. And that's why you'll see, so many good horses coming out of that sale, because it's extremely important to both Alabar and Woodlands. And I don't know how they do it, having that many. I can't remember how many they got in this year's sale exactly, but it's always around sort of 50. To do that many weanlings for a sale, it's a crazy good job that they do over there. But it's hugely important, and there's always good horses that come out of that sale, always.
It is indeed. There's 106. So traditionally, it's about 48% each. I just don't know if I can get the breakup of stud farm to stud farm. Yeah, I can actually. While we're going, I'll tell you now, Brett. But it is an amazing feat. They're so well behaved. Both farms just do such an amazing job. It won't do it to. Yes, it did. Oh, now I've got to count them. It doesn't give me a number. Unbelievable. I'll have to.
There's a few more. I know this year there's a few more for, not a huge amount, but a few more for outside people. Alabar and Woodlands. So Tardina Stud, Brecken's got one in there, I think, and there's some others as well. But a few more there, maybe 15 or so, I think, from when I was looking earlier today.
I'm not going to count them up because it will just be ridiculous watching me do it. Rightio, Zenith Stride, a son of Muscle Hill, first season. This is the first offering, if you like, of these horses. 52 trotter. Excited about these?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. He was a beautiful horse himself, and won the Peter Houghton Memorial, which is the first major 2-year-old race in America. He was a 300 and I think around 300 grand yearling, so he was super well bred. And if they look anything like him, they'll be gorgeous looking horses.
Do you get nervous? Does the farms get nervous when you put them up as weanlings and go put them in there?
I'm sure Graham gets nervous. I don't. I'm not doing any of the work or taking the risk with them and taking them to the sale. So
I think Jamie takes more on board than Graham now. Graham's actually sort of enjoying sitting back that one step. I think.
Jamie does all the work. Graham still gets nervous though.
Does he? I'll find out. Are you going to the weanling sales this year?
I doubt it. I haven't booked anything, but I doubt I'll have enough time. But I'll see. I'll see.
Because that's right. Because you're a farmer chasing goats down the road. But
I'm a farmer.
That's a story for another day. But that's
I've got
okay.
three goats and 8 sheep.
Any truth to the rumour that the goats were down the road the other day when you were at the week?
Yeah, 100%. Little bastards. Excuse my French again. No, they're out the road. Little shits. Got through a fence.
I thought they were joking. The guys were joking. They said, no, we're not joking. He had to go chase some goats. I'm like, oh, very, very good. And 4 offerings of Majestic Sun as well in the sale. Yeah. And again, another unique opportunity. Two of the sons are there, Majestuoso and Maestro, both sons of Majestic Sun. So it is a cool sale. We want people to be aware of it. I'm going to ramp it right up for the next 2 weeks. You'll just pretty much see it all the way through. But it's good. It's good for the Australian buyers too to be able to look at these horses and potentially. We talk about the stallions coming out, fillies. You got the opportunity of purchasing some well-bred fillies as well. I think there's 11 What the Hills and 2 Speeding Spurs as well. So 20 trotters all up on offer, and it is a really different sale that we want to make sure people are aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also there's an elite stride out of Daenerys Targaryen as well, who was obviously a really good a really good Majestic Sun filly actually from his first crop. So and there's a full, what is it, a full brother, full sister it might be to our whatever that one is, our Mastoso.
Okay, so I apologise for the Daenerys Targaryen one. I didn't actually put Elite Stride down. It's only simply because it is it is actually lot 1. So we want to make sure people are aware of it. I must have just skipped over it. I'm going to try and find this other horse now that you've said that. My Sky, is that? Yeah, no.
Which one?
Is she out of
Majestic Sun?
Yeah.
No, out of Let's Hope.
Oh yes, I saw that. Spelled it a little bit differently too.
Yes. Yep.
Alphabetical order, so that means it's not in alphabetical order. What the go there? You go. Oh, hang on. No. L comes before M. Don't let that worry you there. So it is it's lot 36. I'm doing some of my best work. So's Michael House. When we talked about Casey before, he's written here, recovering from kiwi-itis is what he's written.
Yes.
So very, very good of Michael. So this horse has had 3 foals to race, 3 foals to race. This is a 4-foal, 3 foals to race. 2 of those have won, both being full sisters to this horse. Here, this is what is this, a colt or a filly? This is a filly. So again, there's your opportunity. So it'll be a $100,000 winner. You're going to buy a full sister to a $100,000 winner very, very shortly at the Weanling sales. Zigzag Zoo has had 6 wins here in Australia. And then our Eve Ray, I'll go with, has had 3 placings so far. So Sunny Wiz, our Sunny Wiz, it's a good family when you go back in the generations as well. So good opportunity there.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I'm sure. I don't know about this one specifically, but Graham, speaking with Graham last week, he's really happy with how they're all looking. He said he's where they are right now is a lot more advanced than what they have been previously. So yeah, he's really happy with how they're all going.
How do the Trotters look for Alabar this year? Will that be it for you guys?
In terms of stallions?
Yeah.
Yes. No, definitely. Well, I shouldn't never say definitely, but yes. I would say definitely, actually. So we've got, obviously we've got tactical approach that, Majestic Sun, as I said, still going well, still serving a good number of mares, but, in the latter part of his career. So tactical approach, we hope, will take over from him in time. And then Elite Stride coming through, as you said, there's good yearling sale results. Is it, a cheaper price bracket for people, but offers breeders, really good value, we think.
Yep. And then Zenith Stride as well, all there.
No, Zenith not on the roster anymore.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, Paul. That's okay. We've got the three.
I'm big on doing homework. You know that, Brett.
It's probably not what your teachers said back when you were in high school, Paul.
Nah, that's where I was sitting on the steps outside the class, just scribbling everything together at the last minute. Got me through.
Exactly.
I was gone by year 8, so I bet you no one can believe that. That's for sure. So, but the full list of stallions are there, with the exception. Oh no, tactical approach is on there. Sorry, I was going to get myself into trouble there.
He's definitely on there, Paul. That's my job to put him on there.
Alabar.com.au, and you'll be able to see the full roster. The weanling sales, will they be going onto this page as well?
Yeah, they will be. That is also my job, which I started today but haven't finished. So they will be on there.
No, I think I would definitely. I definitely wasn't having a go there.
No.
All sorts here, Joe. I'm going bad, Brett, just because you started up swearing at the start of it. Michael House said, what do you miss? You missed the best opening going through. Our Aussies could save their money. And buy from Australian sales like the winter woolies for next year's yearling sales. Absolutely, Blanche, but I have to promote. I don't have to. I get paid to promote everyone. So yes, I do. And I will say, the weaning sale is an outstanding sale. I think our industries need each other. So I think the Aussies definitely should be looking at the weaning sale at NZB, because there's just something about it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good value to be had there. I think My hard copy, or hard copy as the Kiwis knew him as, was a $4,000 purchase, and what a Aussie ended up being. So, yeah. So Desiree's telling me we say it, my Stozo. There's what we'll go with.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to question the camper. She's been out camping. Did you know that?
No, I did not. No, but never.
You're getting scared now, but that's okay. Brett, thank you. Thank you very much. And yep, the Winter Woolies will be coming up as well. We want people to be aware of all of those horses, but we need to get more people in the game and having world-class horses. Well done for securing Tactical Approach. Great coup for Australian racing to get a horse out here, especially so quickly. He's serving his first season in America this season, and then we'll be out here basically that same year. So well done to yourself and Alabar, and very, very exciting times, mate.
No, thank you very much, and I apologise for swearing at the start. It's very unprofessional of me, Paul.
That's okay. It's not a hassle. That's not a hassle at all. Brett, thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.
Thanks, Paul. See ya.
There we have Brett Coffey there, and going from there. Why don't we have a weanling sale in Australia that works? It's an interesting question, Blanche, but it has been tried, and I know the Winter Woolies, they do sell weanlings through it. There's been quite a few good purchases through there too. A couple of years ago, Pat put 6 through, and I think 4 of those have won going through. So there definitely are plenty going through. Why it works, and I think it's the buy-in from the 2 biggest farms over there, Woodlands and Alabar. They put horses up. People know that they are there legitimately for sale, and go from there. So I don't know exactly why it does work and why it doesn't work here in Australia. I know Mark's talking about potentially the Winter Woolies is definitely happening. It was announced the other day, and I haven't done a ticker up for that, but I will get one done up for that before Wednesday's show. But it's an interesting one why Aussies don't like them, and yet it definitely works in New Zealand. Only one stud in Melbourne of a size and scale. Possibly Michael. Possibly. I understand what Michael's saying there, Blanche. Is because both Woodlands and Alabar breed over 100 horses every year. Actually, that would be a lie. Because although Alabars did seem more, so they breed 50 plus anyway. Woodlands breed 100, so potentially that would be one of the reasons why as well. Potentially getting consistent numbers going through that way might be another issue. I hope that we keep trying it, and that the other thing I will say too, though, for the pin hookers, you can go to this weanling sale and then come back and sell them through the Nutrien sale. Nutrien don't need an Australian brand on their neck. It's one of those things that, and it has happened this year. Kath McIntosh's horse was there was one, definitely was a pin hook. Yes, it was a Captain Crunch filly. Blanche, you'll be able to help me out here that Stacey Towers prepared for the guys from Western Australia. The Charleses, they actually sold a Captain Crunch filly that was purchased last year at this weanling sale. 4 min to sell a horse, buyers are not bidding. Going from there, it's a sale that's built over many years. Exactly. Motivated vendors starting young stallions, now consistently selling 90% clearance. That's from Cambrai. So I think that's another reason that it does work. But there was 3 or 4. Yeah, I thought there was, Cam. I can't remember them all, but I definitely know the one of Charles's going through. I reckon. Yeah, I think maybe no, because they were all mares they bought out. I was going to say some of Kath's, but they weren't. But might have been a couple more in Sydney, I reckon. I could do some homework going forward and go from there. But anyway, it is on May the 23rd. And of course, going from there. So Charles has had 2. Oh yeah, Wingate. Yes. Yep. Very good. They did too. So I didn't know Charles has had 2 though, Cam, but I'm not going to question you because you'll have that sorted out as well. Don't forget the Bendigo Trotters Cup is on this coming Friday. noms are out for that, so good luck to everyone there. Some good winners last week in New Zealand. I am going to get into trouble. I've got to make sure I get this one out, or I'll be in all sorts of trouble here. It was on Thursday night at Addington, and it was won by Bet and Win for Bob Butt. But trained by Stacey and David White with the Woodlands hat on. Johnny Turner, I've got to call you. You got to come on the show tomorrow, mate, over the phone. But hello to you. Great coverage of the weekend as well. But yeah, Son of What the Hill did an awesome job beating Mighty Logan and Galway Girl. And I know they have already put feelers out to potentially get across to Queensland in the winter months. So that would be super exciting to get a bit of New Zealand content over there as well. I don't know what happened to Zenith Stride. Sorry, Michael. Brett didn't elaborate. So, yeah, not sure exactly what happened there. So we'll go up from there. Turn it up. I'll get you on the phone tomorrow. Don't you worry about that. Not live, Johnny, not live. I did have Brett Coffey on, and you didn't come on and give him any words of wisdom while he was on the show. But that's okay. Great coverage, though, over yesterday, Diamonds Day down in Invercargill. That'll all come up. Campbell's comments we'll be doing over the ditch with Matty Markham, Johnny Turner. Hopefully, if he says yes, we'll be coming on at the start of the show to cover off on Diamonds Day on what looked a brilliant day. Looked a bit cold, but did look a brilliant day down there at Invercargill Group 1 race meeting. And then, of course, On Loose Lines will be live. I'll be live from home with On Loose Lines this week. Won't go on the road, but next week we might go on the road. So got a few things to cover off there. We'll cover off on everything going forward. I think Cam Bray will come onto that show if Cam's still watching as well. So plenty of messaging out there. But yeah, don't forget the NZB weanling sale. There's 21 trotters, not 20 trotters available, and 106 horses as well. Did anyone go? We'll find out tomorrow, Michael. That is one of the questions I will ask Johnny going forward as well. So Stacey Yearling, Captain Crunch was out of Gotta Go Getaway from New Zealand. Yes, that's exactly, yeah. So it was a weanling purchase last year. So it was pinhooked by the Charleses and sent through the nutrient sale. So there's been a few over the journey that have done it, and it could be a good way. So the more money we spend around, be aware of a fake Facebook page. Okay, Mark Gurry. We have horses in both New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand horses are often eligible for Vic Bred, Breeders' Crown, Q Bred, etc., as well as the New Zealand Sire Stakes. Great adjustment in New Zealand. Yep, it is as well. Looked like an Australian yearling sale. Everyone watching. Looked like an Australian yearling sale. Everyone watching. Okay. Not sure what that one meant either, Michael. You're keeping me on the toe, that's for sure. Katie Perry Evans, I will see you in Wolverhampton in about 3 months' time. August 12, I think, I get across there. So looking forward to catching up with you going forward. But yep, talking trotters for this week. This show's been brought to you by Barristock, but as always supported by Alabar Farms, Harassed Trotters, NZB Standardbreds, Nutrien, Equine. I'm going to get into trouble. Woodland Stud, and I always forget someone. It's one of the things that I definitely do going through, but also the support of both Harness Racing Victoria and Harness Racing New Zealand. So love that. Coming, bag carrier is not going to be there though, Katie. I got Mark Hughes coming with me. So, yep, you'll enjoy him, that's for sure. But thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in and watched the show. Sorry for the glitch in the middle of it. Not exactly sure what happened there. And look forward to you bringing your bag carrier too, Cam Bray. No, he won't be there. The 40-second delay. It always causes people some grief. Don't forget Just Believe going around on Friday night in New Zealand. And then also the Bendigo Trotters Cup Friday night here in Australia. This has been Talking Trotters. We'll be back next week. We'll get some more guests on. We'll continue to talk trotters. We'll just keep evolving it and go from there, profiling the trotter and what they're doing here in Australia. Until next week, I'll look forward to seeing you. But yeah, tune in on Wednesday night for On Loose Lines as well. It'll be live. And so thank you very much to everyone that has tuned in.